definitely the government should go ahead and negotiate an IMF program. This is a fantastic insurance policy at actually low cost. In terms of funding, it would be very interesting for the Hungarian authorities to secure an IMF program and have access to a nice insurance policy in the context of what if. Sadly, it looks like the process is very slow. In fact, in November is going to be the first year anniversary of that program negotiation process, which is extremely long by IMF standards. I myself was an IMF official before joining the private sector, and I can tell you that you don't spend 1 year negotiating an IMF program. Well, there's still a few investors, and probably quite a few of them, that believe that the IMF program is just around the corner. That is a big mistake in my view. Those investors that still believe that an IMF program is going to be secured pretty soon are making the wrong assessment. I'm much more concerned about the chance of an IMF program being put in place, and there's a situation where potentially you end up with mispricing of risk, indeed. So it's a bit of a question mark right now. I think there are a lot of investors that are overly positive about Hungary because they assume a program is going to be negotiated pretty soon, and that is a big factor of risk in my view. You need that insurance policy I was mentioning earlier, so that it would be a terrible mistake. And if that happened, I would argue there is a risk that the government would actually be punished by investors. Big risk. Indeed, there's a lot priced in already, but I think the market would celebrate in due fashion an IMF deal if that goes through. The fundamental question I have is if and when, really, and again, I'm not very positive about that. But in the context of Hungary and in the context of the central bank's monetary policy, there is indeed a big distinction to be made between what the central bank should do and what the central bank will do. What they will do is to continue cutting the policy rate aggressively. I call for perhaps another 150 basis points of cuts over the next few months. But this is what I think they will do. My view here is overly aggressive. In the absence of an IMF program, there is a significant risk attached to being aggressive on the policy front, whereas there is still issues with the credibility of policies. But this is a good piece of news I have for Hungary. The environment has turned extremely favorable, and that's why everybody is keen to keep buying government bonds, including in Hungary right now. Hungary is extremely lucky with the global environment that is highly risk supportive. I can see that continuing on for a few more weeks, but you've got to watch for the tail risks. My concern about Hungary is what if? What if you had Greece exiting the Eurozone? What if Spain got into further trouble? What if Hungary is exposed right now because of its poor fundamentals?